Hey, good afternoon. I am currently spraying through the lacquer, and I did have one issue which I'll try and show you over here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Not really, but I had an issue on some of the coats called blushing, and essentially what it is the clear coat lacquer, which is supposed to be completely clear, comes out looking foggy, like a misty mountain. And doing a lot of reading up on the web, originally I thought maybe if I just left it to dry it'll go away, and a lot of guys on the web seem to think that the problem is differences in temperature. So where the lacquer has been kept in a room that is warm compared to the guitar body, which is in a room that's cold, then you get a bit of condensation as you're spraying the layer. So as you're spraying the lacquer onto the guitar body, it's picking up bits of condensation that are then setting and setting on the guitar, and then making it look foggy and misty. I then reached out to the manufacturers of the lacquer and asked them, obviously using Google Translate again to get into Spanish, and they confirmed it. They said, well, yeah, it is because of cold temperatures or high humidity, and being in the Netherlands in the middle of winter or December, I've got both, sort of 100% humidity as well as pretty cold temperatures. Unfortunately, the place that I was spraying in is my garage, and that's pretty cold. It doesn't really have good climate control. It is pretty freezing in there. But then was bringing the guitar in overnight to dry. I didn't want to leave it in the garage in the cold, and I think that's what caused it. They did suggest that it should come out if I sand it a little bit, just a light sanding, and then respray. But as a result, as you can see, the plastic that's in here, I'm busy attempting to set up a spray booth so that I can spray inside in a warmer temperature, sort of 20-21 degrees, without huge temperature fluctuations. And yeah, so I've done a bit of a sand. As you can see on the body, it's not looking great because I sanded down particularly over the areas that had some of that blushing, and we'll continue to set this makeshift spray booth up now this afternoon or this evening, and then I'll spray it and see what happens, and I'll let you guys know. I've got my mask. I've also got a torch that I've just got on, taken the lens off of it just so that I can get a better picture of what everything looks like. And yeah, I'm going to give it a bit of a coat and see how we land. What I actually will do is put the stuff down, and what I will do is I will just give it a bit of a wipe before I paint it, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the other side. guys, so this is what it's looking like after 4 coats of the lacquer in the makeshift spray booth, and looking so much better. I know it's difficult to see now because the light isn't that great. Maybe I can show you, but the finish is really smooth and it is looking so good. None of that blushing, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it now in this room to hang for a few days, probably 3 or 4 days, before I do the next couple of coats. I'll probably do another 3 coats. I really want it to be protected, and then probably leave it for a couple of weeks to really harden before I start fitting any of the hardware. So yeah, I'll check in with you again once I've done a few more cuts. Good night. Hey guys, so I've left the guitar now overnight for 12 hours. It's looking really good. So yesterday, after building this makeshift spray booth, gave it 3 or 4 coats, and it's looking really good. So it's difficult to see in bad lighting, but the finish is looking really smooth and really clear. The matte is looking really good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop the sides down and do another couple of coats of the clear coat, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I do sort of 2 or 3 coats, and then I'll leave it, and probably leave it for a couple of weeks. So I'll get straight into it. Hey, good afternoon. So as you can see, the lacquer, the matte lacquer, is nice and smooth across the body. It is looking really good, and while it's still going to take a little while to harden up, there's no reason why I can't at least install the hardware and get it looking pretty as a bit of a wall piece while it hardens up over the next little while. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon. Set up, get some of the hardware in, and we'll see how it goes. I've got a couple of tools here. I've already done some sizing and made sure that I've got the right sizes of things, and yeah, let's see how it goes. So I'll start up at the neck over here, and maybe I'll just give you guys a slightly better view of that. And I'm going to start with the cover for the truss rod. So that's just going to go straight onto here, and I'm just going to measure the distance from either side, make sure that's directly in the middle, and I need to drill some pilot holes. So I'll get my tape measure. That's what it looks like, and it looks pretty good. Next up are the machine heads. So machine heads also up here on the headstock, and they are all here. I think what we need to do is turn this over. A little bit scary to drill holes through the headstock. I know it's probably pretty impossible for me to drill through, but it still feels pretty scary. I don't want to be over tightening these just yet, just because that clear coat isn't hard. So all I'm going to be doing is just setting them on. I'm not going to be putting any strings on here or putting any tension onto them. How's that look? Pretty good. Pretty. Okay. Yeah, so next up I am going to do some of the wiring for the pickups. And we'll start getting the wiring through. It's going to be a bit tricky. I'm not entirely sure. In fact, what I think I will do is get the pots in and the jack connector in, and we'll wire those in and then leave the wires loose, and then we can figure out where to go from there. So I have shown you guys before, but these are the pickups I'm using. They are the EMG Active James Hetfield signature. Really nice because they come in the gold. They come with really comprehensive wiring diagrams with a variety of wiring configurations, from things like 2 pickups with a single toggle switch and a master and volume. They've also got ones with 2 volumes and a master tone, as well as 2 volumes and 2 tones, which is the one on the back here. So 2 volumes, 2 tones. The set comes with 2 volume pots, 2 tone pots. Each one is really nicely labeled. You can't see it, but on the back here, not only are they no soldering, they've just got these pins, but up in the top corner of each one it either tells you it's a volume pot or it's a passive tone. And yeah, and even the stereo jack, which is interesting, has these pins which are made for all the wires that come in the kit. The kit also comes with a whole bunch of wires, as well as the connectors for the 9-volt battery. And yeah, so I think that's where we'll start. I am going to be using the 2 pickups, the toggle switch and the master volume and tone, so single volume and single tone. And yeah, and I think I'll just get on with that. maybe what I'll do is I'll install some of the components first, and then we can figure out. I think the only one that I need to do a little bit of wiring on first is the jack, because it's got to go quite the way in. So yep, I'll get on with it and we'll see where it goes. So I've also got a really nice jack plate. The only thing that I don't have, which I may try and find a little bit later, is on the jack, I don't know what you call that, connector, the nut and the washer are silver rather than gold, but I'm sure I can find that somewhere online, so I will do that. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is at least just mount this somewhat. So there you go, I've put the copper shielding in, a little bit messy, it's not the easiest stuff in the world to work with, but I think I got there in the end. The only thing that I need to find now is the hole for the electronics that needs to come through somewhere around here. Yeah, so that's it, and I've cut the holes for the pots as well. good. Have a look at that. Looks and feels pretty good. Okie dokie. Onto something challenging. Or maybe worrying, concerning, difficult. Come on. Is putting in, oh, for goodness sakes guys, come on. Is putting in the bridge and tail piece. Components, and that is something that is a little bit stressful, at least it is for me. What I am going to do is use a little bit of paper. Right, and that's what that looks like. Damn. Wow, it's looking so good. So what I did is I just marked up the bridge pickup with a bit of copper tape, just so that I can see which is the bridge and which is the neck pickup. And yeah, let's have a look at this wiring diagram and see where we land. So, what it is suggesting, or not really suggesting, is the following. think that's pretty much it. There isn't much more that I can do at the moment. I need to let this this lacquer coat harden more, but it is looking absolutely phenomenal. It's looking really, really good. I'm super happy with how it's turned out so far. Right now what I'll do is I will let it harden and cure, let this lacquer top coat cure for a couple of weeks, and then we'll plug it in, put some strings on it, and see how it sounds, and then start the process of getting it set up. Cool. Thanks all. Bye bye.